Good afternoon, Pisces. Welcome back to Will's Cartomancy Tarot. What I like to do is to go on and get you started with a romance reading. And this reading, Pisces, will be valid until June the 15th. And as always, I'll be posting more readings, prior to that time frame. Okay, Pisces, to save down on some time, I've already shuffled the deck. And I'm using my regular cards today and have illustrated the cards as we see here. Okay? So Pisces, prior to really, getting into your reading, I like to just go on and make a few general assessments, or observations by just looking at your layout there. Okay, I want to start by looking at the suit itself, okay? You have a predominance there of hearts and spades, okay? So Pisces, since you have spades, it means that there might be, a bit of a battle of some sort. There may be like constant bickering or arguing, and perhaps you might regard this situation as war. Thinking, strife, worrying, or perhaps questioning are usually the struggles that I usually tend to see when I get these combinations. And keep in mind, Pisces, that spades kind of really require our action, or, usually some kind of action in order to kind of make this something right, And this can indicate anything from either health problems, financial or marital ones, or quarrels and dissent of many kinds. Sometimes they might even suggest that the only thing that you can really do, Pisces, is accept defeat, or to really walk away, or kind of do something else. They therefore predict, tremendous agitation, when you see all of those within your spread. Okay? Now, you also have a predominance of hearts there, too, and that's associated with celebration and a myriad of other emotional type events. And they're usually a good omen. They always denote security and usually good health when you see that type of comparison. Okay, I just want to look at your color interpretation here. And you have a fairly balanced spread with, just as many red cards just as they are dark cards. Because keep in mind, one of the red cards here are not necessarily a part of the basic spread. It came from the bottom of the deck. So that shows that you're fairly balanced at this time. Okay, I'd like to go on and evaluate the number trend here. We have a quintessence of 4 here after adding up all of the numbers and reducing the totals. So that tells me, Pisces, that if you really try to continue to persevere, you're certainly going to realize your plans. However, Pisces, keep in mind that, you might need to kind of analyze, the issues at stake, realistically. Because sometimes when you have all of these heart cards in there, you're more so daydreaming, or you're putting like on rose-colored type glasses, and you may not be seeing things clearly. So they usually sometimes really deal with a lot of illusions and stuff like that. And your numbers are kind of suggesting that your situation is really kind of already established or ongoing, Pisces. And your question is really in the midway stage of this matter. You therefore are about to kind of experience, major changes in your life. And I feel that you're going to become, particularly closely involved, Pisces, with others, And I see you taking part in activities that couldn't be managed alone, Pisces. Okay? Let's move right along and look at various combos and combinations that I'm seeing here in your reading. Okay? You have 2 aces here, okay? So Pisces, that means something, okay? That shows, an element of surprise, usually when you see 2 cards of the same value, That predicts, Pisces, a union or a partnership is really highly likely to occur, but keep in mind that this combination can sometimes denote trickery, Pisces, collusion, and possibly betrayal. Okay? Let's combine this Jack of Spades along with the 4 of Diamonds there. And Pisces, that denotes a miser or someone that tends to hold on very tightly to what they have, their resources, stinginess, perhaps selfishness, but it could be for a good reason, okay? We also have the Ace of Swords there, and let's combine that right along with the Eight of Cups. And Pisces, that shows subdivisions. You know, it shows boundaries or kind of fences in relation to perhaps rural land, you know? Okay? We also have the Eight of Clubs there. And Pisces, you know, I'm just looking at this more so from a health perspective. It shows high blood pressure. You know, it shows perhaps dehydration or perhaps high cholesterol. Okay? For some of you. Okay, we have the Four of Diamonds there. Okay, I feel a sense of tooth pain or kind of sinus type issues that may be going on with some of you. Okay? We have the Jack of Spades there. So that's usually connected with the teeth or something that's in a relationship with dental work. Okay? We also have this Six of Hearts there. And to me that shows like someone might be taking too much medication. Okay? We have the Four of Diamonds there. So that shows isolation, or perhaps someone is very closed-minded, you know, particularly when it comes to this relationship that you have. Okay? We have the Ace of Spades, and let's combine that along with the Jack of Spades. And that shows that it looks like some of you, or many of you perhaps may have just gone on a job interview, or you have an upcoming job interview that you're gonna go to, and you might be wondering how you're going to do. If you've already gone, you may be wondering how were the results, and this card is definitely forebodes well that yes, it looks like you will be getting that job, as well as if you're expecting an upcoming interview, it forebodes well for that as well. Okay, let's go ahead on and get right into your reading and get started with looking at your bottom card. Okay. And your bottom, the card that falls to the bottom is the King of Cups. The King of Hearts. So that usually refers or denotes a water sign. It could Pisces. It can be a Pisces, a Scorpio, or it could possibly be a Cancer. So this card, Pisces, is really all about openness and kind of feelings or emotional strength. It even might kind of denote a sensitive type person who really cares for you or has compassion. And it could possibly be the person could possibly be intuitive too. You know, it says that you are a bit hurt due to a lack of support and perhaps are feeling emotionally, you know, by those close to you, you know. It says that although you're going to have many opportunities for love, Pisces, and you're going to really want to kind of share your life with someone, you know, I'm feeling that the relationship might not get off the ground because you might be too stuck in your emotions. You know, perhaps you're too concerned about the type of lover that you want. You know, and you simply get more so into your work instead. You know, and I'm feeling that for some of you, you might want to kind of break free of a relationship too, due to mistreatment, because that card also brings about that type of those type of issues as well. Okay, let's go on and look at the central issue of your relationship. We have the Six of Hearts there. So, of course, that refers to a water type temperament as well as a Scorpio. Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. But I usually put more emphasis on the Scorpio because usually the sun is in Scorpio with this card. So, this card, Pisces, is really all about nostalgic memories, you know. It might also represent perhaps a childlike approach to perhaps what a relationship might offer, you know. It's quite possible, Pisces, that you might want to kind of rekindle a past relationship with a lover, you know, I'm kind of feeling. Or possibly, you know, your current relationship might reignite fondly memories, you know, and I'm kind of feeling that this card also says that although you might have somehow kind of been stuck on an individual, you know, maybe for some time now, it looks like you're going to experience new romantic possibilities, you know. And there also might be some worry or concern, it looks like, surrounding plans to reconnect with someone that I'm feeling. Okay, let's move right along and look at what moves you internally, or what you know kind of desire. Okay, we have another hearts card. We have the Ace of Hearts. So it refers, of course, to a water sign. You know, Cancer, Pisces, or a Scorpio. And Pisces, it also can denote a time frame. And this card denotes the summer time frames, and of course those months are June through August. So Pisces, this card is also all about love. It's fresh starts, you know. It can even signal weddings or perhaps celebrations, sometimes the birth of a child, you know. It says that an admirer whom you might not like, you know, is going to try to reach out to you. But it looks like, however, that an estranged lover or perhaps another admirer whom you do like is going to call you or try to schedule or want to come visit you in some way. Okay? But I feel that, Pisces, your biggest problem seemed to stem from being agitated a bit by love or perhaps unrequited love. You know, and for that matter, you know, but you kind of want to it looks like you want to try to infuse your relationship with harmony. Okay? Let's go on to your next card and look at how your lover kind of views you, or, you know, his or her attitude towards you. We have the Jack of Spades there. And so, with the Jack of Spades, that denotes an air sign, Pisces. It could be a Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius. But I also equate this card with Taurus, too, because I'm getting a strong feeling about that. Okay? So this card is all about surprise occurrences that usually crop up in love. It's usually about someone constantly criticizing you, or critical messages that usually kind of come across. And it kind of provides a chance, Pisces, for clarity matters, or for clarifying matters, you know? So what this card is trying to say is that, you know, your lover feels that you are distant, you know, even hostile at times, you know. It appears that he or she is a bit kind of put off by you. I'm kind of feeling with this card. Okay? He or she might even perhaps feel threatened a bit, or kind of annoyed by things that you've been doing. Okay? Let's move right along and look at your attitude towards your lover or your partner. We have the 4 diamonds there. So, of course, that represents an earth sign, okay? It can represent a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. But with this card, Pisces, the sun is usually in Capricorn. So with that said, this card kind of denotes a bit of selfishness and really not kind of being able to fully expose oneself, Pisces. You know, really to one another, or really just simply, you know, being too overcautious. Therefore, I feel that your partner sees you as being very selfish and stingy. Or perhaps a person who kind of wants to play it safely, even perhaps sexually. You might not be really interested, you know. I'm kind of getting a sensation about this. And Pisces, if you're not interested, and if the fruit is gone, it's time to move on. Let's go on to your next card, Pisces, and examine that card that falls up in that position. Okay, and basically what I wanted to do is just to show you what your challenge might be with this relationship. So the card that falls in that position, Pisces, is the Ace of Spades. So that denotes an air sign. It's once again a Gemini, an Aquarius, or Libra. And it also refers to winter too, Pisces. And that time frame is between December and February. So what this card is trying to tell you is that, you know, it's really all about tension or pressure and perhaps possible communication issues. You know, you don't seem to kind of work well as a team, Pisces, and you might be a bit touchy-feely and kind of stressed out about your finances or perhaps even your work. You know, this card is kind of saying that you probably need to use or rely more so on your willpower to kind of overcome, you know, the problems that you're kind of experiencing. And you might even decide, Pisces, to kind of maybe eradicate things in your life that's really unneeded. You know, which could be a relationship. You know, I'm feeling you're going to be getting, Pisces, an unexpected message from a lover, Could be also a past love, also a new love, because you have a good vibration for that. And I see that that's going to be surfacing for you. Okay? I also wanted to impart some closing advice to you guys. So I use Doreen's Virtual deck, and I use the Romance Angels. And the card that I flipped up, Pisces, lo and behold, guess what it is? It's a new love card. And that's pretty much what your reading has been really echoing throughout the whole time, that it looks like that a new love is on the horizon for you, Pisces. But if you look at the image of this card, you notice that this woman here, she's also facing, it looks like a gentleman here. But she's really not looking at him, and it looks like the angels are kind of whispering in her ear that, if you really want this new love, move forward with it. But keep in mind that you need to, do what you need to do with your current lover first before you move on to a new relationship. And if you're thinking that about whether this new relationship is really going to be worth doing, this card is really giving you the go-ahead, Pisces, to go on and do that. So, Pisces, this is what I have for you this evening. As with all readings, they're not going to resonate with everybody, but of course, for those for whom this reading was meant, I certainly would like to hear your comments. And Pisces, if you haven't had a chance or taken a moment to subscribe to my channel, please take a moment to do so now. And as always, I look forward to receiving and hearing your comments, and I will be posting more interesting readings for you. Enjoy your day.